Howdy folks, here we are at the Montana State Capitol, January 6, 2022, for the Freedom Rally, whatever that is. It's kind of pretty scenery right now, a little chilly, about 0 degrees. Let's go inside and see what's up. We're in the rotunda now. There's the stairway to the upper level. I presume that's legislative stuff. And then the two wings. I guess these are the people waiting for the Freedom Rally here. And here we have what you call architecture. Absolutely. Spent a lot of time putting this together. We will see what happens.
Before we get started with the rest of the rally, I wanted to introduce to you who I believe, by far, and I know a lot of people with the Montana Daily Gazette. By the way, raise your hand if you know the Montana Daily Gazette. Raise your hand if you like the Montana Daily Gazette. Great. How many of you know the Helena Independent Record? How many of you trust the Independent Record? I don't see a hand there. Make sure that makes the paper. Committed to doing your job, not because of the pin on your chest, but because you believe in the state of Montana and ask God's blessing upon it. So I introduce to you Randy Minochi.
Thank you, Jordan. I want to thank everyone for coming today. And I think a very good moment right now for us is to have Jordan Hall lead us in prayer before we proceed. So let's gather around. Mr. Hall, I'd like to lead us in prayer.
Steve, will you follow me up on prayer? Sure. We'll tag team this, shall we? All right. Father, we thank you for what you've given us as a people. Lord, not just a state, but a country. And not just a country, but a country that means something. Freedom. The ability to worship you freely. To use our freedoms not to steal from others, but to give back. The freedom not to take life, but to save it. The freedom not to have our churches closed, but to open them. Lord, I pray that we not take for granted the freedom that is enshrined in the Constitution of the United States. And Father, that you would bless all of our statewide officials, that you would bless the President of the United States, our national leaders, and especially our pastors, most of whom need to get some guts. God, I pray that you would give us courage, strength, and integrity in what we do.
Because good news, in the District of Columbia this evening, there's going to be a candlelight vigil to memorialize what took place at that building a year ago. That's good news, my friends. God is bringing down the nations that hate him. God is causing the wicked to be caught in the snares that they've laid for others. God is not mocked. You can believe that God is a fiction or whatever you want to believe about God. That's, God is a God of freedom. He gives you the freedom, if you will, to be fools. Okay? But that doesn't change the nature, the character of God, or the way he works in his created order.
You want to go. You're plotting, media. You're scheming. You're calling your lawyers. They plot and scheme and call Ralph Graybill to sue our state to overturn pro-life legislation that would protect human beings. They're busy plotting to use a mentally ill cross-dresser to sue me for calling a man, asking for $250,000 in damages for correctly recognizing who God made him to be. because I recognize the humanity that God gave them. They applaud, including the Supreme Court, that believes itself above the law and above the legislature. And frankly, they believe themselves above God. And no one in Montana can break the law better than the Montana Supreme Court.